Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk a bit about this Sigma male meme thing and the American Psycho links to it, the reading I had of American Psycho when I originally watched it, and if these memes are serious, if they're half serious, and kind of just my review of the movie as well, because they're at least partially linked. The Sigma male thing I originally thought as kind of just a joke. I didn't really read into it too much, but it seems like people are actually arguing for it in comment sections on IG, so I think that there is at least half-heartedly some ideology behind it, and people are trying to kind of go behind that banner. Now, how I originally read American Psycho, and I'm singling out this movie because it seems like a lot of the memes are particularly about this film. There's others, but it seems like the lion's share are about American Psycho. And it's literally me type comments, and then people kind of debating and arguing and like throwing incel comments around in the comment section. So it's actually like people are kind of trying to make it an actual thing. I thought it was just a joke. But anyways, so to go into American Psycho, the read I had originally of that movie when I first saw it wasn't anything to do with masculinity. I can see the argument for that now, and it's definitely a theme, maybe even a central theme. But how I originally read that movie was a critique of 1990s yuppie culture and capitalism in general, and elitism over working class. That's how I originally read it. And you can see that by the hypocrisy again and again. When he put the dead body in the back of the car, people were more concerned about the make of the bag than what could potentially be in there. My favorite scene was the real estate agent who essentially turned a blind eye to him being a serial killer because she wanted to flip the house and make a profit on it and conceal that. So I believe that's more in line with what I was saying before, is just a critique of capitalism. People who say it's a critique of masculinity, I can understand that because of the status signaling with the business card scene, like the haircut scene, and everyone's kind of in line that way. But why I can't fully get behind that perspective is because everyone who is a man in that movie had a female counterpart, at least somewhat. The women were obviously in supporting roles. If you've seen the movie, I do think they could have made a movie strictly with women and it still would have functioned. I don't think inherently it had to be Christian Bale and a male cast to make this movie work. I think I haven't seen Devil Wears Prada, but I think it's a similar thing with a woman. I think it's mainly a critique of capitalism. You look at Christian Bale, he had the other side of his coin was, I believe, Reese Witherspoon is her name. What was the actress that played? And she was exactly Patrick Bateman as well, but the counterpoint. And I think one of the driving points of the film is he was a serial killer, but he blended in so well people didn't even know, because through capitalism and their kind of detachment, through kind of a Zen Buddhist type attitude, they detach themselves from their business doings, and their business dealings hurt society. So I believe it was mainly a critique of wealth accumulation and status. I think men who look up to these characters, such as Patrick Bateman, are trying to hold on to an old form of masculinity. And I believe there's somewhat of a critique there. And I think that post women's movement, there is a lot of debate on what exactly is a man. as there is what exactly is a woman. You see the trans rights movement going on. And I think the people who are taking these memes seriously and putting it into their ideology and how they hold themselves in public are maintaining an old view of masculinity. And I don't think it's inherently wrong or right. I think that culturally, masculinity and femininity have always changed, and they've always adapted to the times, the people, the culture, the religion, the economy, all these such, family life, obviously. And with birth control, many people aren't looking to have children, so it kind of tones down the traditional gender roles. And I forget the term, complementary, something like this, where men and women were meant to complement each other. They're two halves, and they're meant to pair bond. Men are more physical and orderly. Women are not. That was the perspective. And I think there is some biological differences there. We have different hormones. We have different expectations in the society. So I think the people who hold on to the Sigma male are maybe, people who don't like the meme will call them either incel or repressed. And I think that there is some truth to that, because I've seen in people and in myself, the people who hold on to the old world ideology of male provider tend to be more stiff around women and tend to be even more stiff around other men, more competitive. I think these are biomarkers each individual would have, their personality traits. I think it goes beyond culture a little bit into biology as well. I think environmental can also play a role in that. But to go back to the movie, I don't think that's the only theme in the movie, and I think it's a lesser theme that's been kind of maybe overplayed a bit. I don't think the whole movie was about that. You see in the comment sections, people are like, haha, this is your movie, to these people, and it was directed by a woman or whatever. I've never really identified with the Sigma male thing. But there's people getting offended in the comments. But I think, once again, to hold on, it's hard to find a balance, and I think that's what this inherently is about. When you read the film and the memes through this lens, is men are having a hard time finding a balance between being providers in what's historically been a factor to their status and well-being in a society, and now living a little bit looser. And to balance that is hard for a lot of people, because a lot of people are a little bit more stiff, like I said. And I think I might end it there. I think there's a lot to be discussed in this. I don't think I'm exactly the one to discuss it. But this is my take on it. It's a very elementary take. I had an actual like decent point, and it was kind of the whole point of this video, but I forgot it. That's just the way she goes. Yeah, so I'll end it there, and then I might have another video about this. Peace.